Oh snap, the stream has started. ABS IRD. Hello everybody, I am Absird. Welcome to Chatting with Abby. Today, we do have Erin here. She's just, chilling. Going about her day-to-day activities. Well, at least the day-to-day activities when I'm here. Systems. Cowards are like skeleton keys, kinda. Not in the sense that they can open every lock, but like they're the flaw in every system. In almost every system. I don't know every system, but in the systems that I've observed, whenever I was looking for the flaw, it was always a mechanical issue. And when looking for the mechanical issue in the systems that didn't necessarily consist of machines, where the mechanical issue would be, a gear, not a function not performing properly. Like, man, in these bigger systems, the flaw is always found inside of a coward, and because of a coward. If cowards are people, things, events, phenomena, they're afraid of reality. And so there are passive cowards which retreat into their inner story and then, want to stand by and do nothing while reality passes by, hoping that someone else takes the responsibility of fixing the problem, whatever it is. Just fingers crossed, thoughts and prayers. And then there are the aggressive cowards. These that are cowards that, because of their fear of reality and whatever is happening, they try to force the environment around them to make them comfortable. They just want to be comfortable. They don't want to be safe. They don't want to be survive. I kind of think secretly they want to be like the passive cowards, and the passive cowards secretly want to be like the aggressive cowards. Why do I have to do so much work? Why can't things just be easy for me? Why are you making this so hard? Why are you making this so hard? Talk about gaslighting. Isn't that where it comes from? Like, why are you making this difficult for me? I'm important. You should be making this easy because I'm important. You're trash. If open wounds were considered normal and acceptable to walk around with your injuries unhealed and showing and on full display, cowards would attack people with scars. Cowards would attack people with no scars and no wounds. Says, hey, it's normal to walk around bleeding. I ran into the tree the other day, scraped my arm. How come you don't have any scars? How come you don't have any open wounds? Oh, well, I saw the tree and I dodged. I was aware of the environment, the impact I have on the environment, and the impact my environment has on me. Says, wow, why are you being weird? Here, you know what? Let me help you. It's in your best interest for me to give you some open wounds. That way everyone else can accept you. Here, take some trauma. They see people with the scars. Hey, why do you have scars? What happened to your wounds? You were so beautiful when you were bleeding and injured and hurt. I loved it so much. What are these? What are these? Oh, I was losing a lot of blood with those open wounds, and I needed to heal. I needed these wounds to close up, to do what it took to give my body the nutrients and resources required, in order to stimulate my blood flow, in order to have the cells in my body start reacting in a way that causes bonding instead of allowing this constant separation and carrying it with me. And then, oh, it looks like I'm having some connectivity. Of course. What else would I expect? You know, I should probably share this stream. I actually haven't worked through the settings. It says it's not receiving enough video information. Huh. I'm gonna have to go back and review this. So, they see these scars. Why aren't I had to heal these wounds. I couldn't walk around with these open wounds. I realized just how much it was threatening my life. You're wrong. I've carried these open wounds for years. They aren't threatening my life. Well, you may be different than me. You may have more life than I do. You may have more life force than I do. You may have access to resources where you can continue bleeding for years. I can't. I'm about to die if I continue bleeding. And looking at the numbers here, if you continue bleeding, if you continue walking around with these open wounds, you're jeopardizing your life too. Not to mention, like, you know, the risk of infection. Walking around with open wounds, you have the chance of receiving and spreading infection. You have to close those wounds so that you're not spreading a disease. But if it's normalized, I'm sick. Everyone has to be sick, huh? You're not going to tell me that everybody's sick and you're so special because you're walking around not sick. You're not special. Huh. Walking around talking about, oh, I'm healthy. It's the coward. The coward is scared of this change. The coward, in its mind, wants to be healthy and believes that it's healthy. It needs to feel comfortable. It doesn't matter if it's actually healthy. It just has to feel healthy. It has to be told that what it's doing is right. As long as some authority comes along and goes to the coward, hey, did you open up some wounds today? You bet your butt I did. In fact, not only did I open up some wounds of my own, I went and made some. I created some wounds in others. I found and looked for opportunity in which I can make the impact that you told me is good. Does that make me a good person? You're a good person now. It's all about the inner story. It's all about retreating from reality to end the observation of what's going on. Because once that person has a bit of bravery, it's, man, this person without all these open wounds, they're able to run a lot farther than me. I continue to succumb to my injuries. Maybe I should try this healing thing. Maybe I should see what it's like to... Why isn't this person succumbing to the injuries? I can see they're injured. They're showing me they're injured. I can see the scars. I can see the memories of their injury. These open wounds are simply memories. Why are my memories so much more painful than theirs? It's a lot more painful when it's not healed. I'm not even going to pretend like healing ain't painful. Those scars still carry the memories. The wound carries memories. How fresh are they? How fresh are the memories of the pain? How muddled are they? The first time I had my heart broken by someone outside my family. It was my ex, my daughter's mom. There was a change in her energy. I didn't know what it was. I'm speaking with her, trying to labyrinth of her mind, the mazes that she always builds to attempt to confuse me. And I'm like, I don't like where this was going. Eventually she confessed. She told me the truth. She confirmed my suspicions. And I had a flash. I remembered almost every traumatic event that had occurred in my life. And it just came at one moment. Just like, whew, just came right into my brain. And that caused the pain of that heartbreak to amplify. Billionfold, thousand, oh my goodness, 1,000 billions. At the time, it was the worst pain I had ever experienced in my life. And there were no wounds on my flesh. The wound that caused hit so deeply. Oh man, I remember it clearly. This smile on my face isn't because it's a good memory. It's because as I remember the pain that wound, I still see me now. I understand what I've been through. Like, oh, that was hard. Even with an injury that deeply, I ignored it and continued moving forward with that person. Because I was scared. What if sure, this person can hurt me. But I can't ever admit that this person broke me. No. I was Sir the Great. This little girl can't break me. I'm a grown man. I'm way smarter than her. There's no way this little girl can break me. I remember an instance where I was mean to my daughter. And, no. I remember an instance when my daughter was mean to me. And as I'm watching her, I was like, hey, she's trying to break me. I've seen this method of breaking before. And then I told her I didn't want to play with her. I said, I don't want to play with you if you're being mean to your toys. And if you are trying to hit me. And as we played, she hit me again. And I stopped playing with her. And I explained to her, I said, I wasn't joking. I don't want to play with you if you hit me. So, she tries to warm up to me, do the things that I find adorable. And finally she comes up to me. She says, "Daddy, sorry I hit you. But I'm glad you understood. Thank you. But I still don't want to play with you right now because you still hit me." Of course, me being I end up playing with her again. But not only did she not hit me, she wasn't mean to her toys. She stopped fighting with her toys. Then there was an instance where I was being mean to her. I didn't know I was being mean. I thought I was simply giving her food that was healthy for her and telling her, let me do what's best for you. But the way she reacted was like if I was being mean. I know your friends are outside. Hey, Eden, it's okay. I know your friends are outside. We can't play right now. Eden. Tranqui, mija. Eden. Good girl. Bájase. Eden. Baja. Eden. Baja. Good girl. Siéntate. Good girl. Eden. Baja. Good girl. Go. And I started to understand, like, oh, I'm trying to control her. Now, there are some things I know that I do for that interest. But I didn't want to show her that these open wounds, to walk around with these open wounds. I wanted to show her healing. And so I stopped being mean to her. And when I stopped, like legit, like right when I stopped, she's like, "Daddy, do you want to play?" Like, well, no, that's not what she said. She said, "Come play with me, Daddy." She told me exactly what she wanted. She didn't know how to articulate, "Hey, you're being mean to me." I really had to pay attention to what I was doing to see that I was being mean to her. My heart broke then too. When I looked at myself and saw I was being mean to my daughter, my heart broke. Like, oh, I'm causing my daughter injury. Why would I do this? And that heartbreak, although it didn't make me cry, because I'm stronger now, it was more painful than the time, where my heart was broken by her mother. Much more painful. Because this one was my fault. Sometimes we really have to look at our actions. Narcissism, like, according to how my brother Donald King claims to see it, according to how I myself have reasoned based on these explanations. So I'm basing a lot of my reasoning on the explanations that he's given. But these are my own observations. Some of these are my own observations and experiences. And when I take his observations and experiences, like, oh, okay, let's compare perspectives. And a lot of times his perspective is super consistent. And he tells me it's not even his. He tells everybody, not just me, but he's like, hey, this ain't even my perspective. This is something else's perspective that's been, talking to me or communicating with me. I'm communicating something, a perspective not even of my own. And when I take that and I compare it to my own perspective, and I have a pretty in-depth view of my perspective. And it's like, a lot of things he say I can match up. Narcissism is born from trauma. Trauma is the fear of disempowerment. Injuries cause trauma. Aggression takes away power. Narcissism, the addiction of vanity. Vanity is excessive pride. Feelings of pride come from acquisition of power. These are all these open wounds and people just bleeding everywhere and spreading potential infection and disease. All the while, they're bleeding on people. Why won't you let me help you? Let me open up your womb so that you can be free. Must be split. The guy turns into the spoilers. The guy turns and seeks out individuals that he feels aren't injured enough to consume them. And when he finds someone that has injuries, like, oh, sweet, you have injuries, you're pure. You have experienced trauma that makes you good. Your trauma makes you good. The trauma that you cause makes you good, because it's not trauma when you cause it. It's comfort. It's only trauma when the bad people do it. It's comfort. I used to be a bully. Everyone sees me. Says, oh, Abby, you're 6'2", you're a giant. And I tell them, I was the smallest one back home. At home, I was the smallest. I was the youngest. My growth spurt didn't hit until I was about 16 or 17. I'm walking around 5'2", size 9 shoe. 80 pounds, 50 pounds. Small, frail thing. I was bullied by my own family. You see, I wasn't physically domineering at the time. I didn't have physical stature. I just had intellectual capabilities. And even when I started to get height, I didn't have muscle. I didn't have the aggression that the environment I was in cultivated. I didn't cultivate the same type of aggression. I was bullied. And when I found people to admire me, I realized I could bully them too. I could bully them through their admiration. I can use that. Because they just want my love. So I bully them by withholding it. I was a bully. Walking around with these open wounds and causing these same wounds in others. I was just spreading this trauma, just helping it grow and get more people involved in it. Get more people to work for it. Hey, this trauma I got, makes me feel powerful, makes me feel big. Because I get to beat up the weak thing. I'm strong enough. Nah, that's not the right way to see it. It's not I'm strong enough to beat up the weak one. The mindset is I'm not the weakest. I'm not in last place. Because it's not about getting first place. I had enough awareness to know I wasn't getting first place. I wasn't the right color to be first pick. I wasn't cute enough to be first pick. I wasn't smart enough to be first pick. I was too weak to be first pick. But I damn sure wasn't gonna be last pick. Competition, aggression, narcissism. Like, the more I start to understand and the more that's explained to me, the more I observe reality, and every time I see this narcissism, I see this competition, I see this aggression. Like, when he told me that, when he said that, he didn't tell me, he just said it. He posted it, he broadcasted it, he put that information out there. And it made sense, but I didn't get it. It made sense, but I didn't get it. Something about it made sense. And as I observe it, as I observe narcissism, I start to see the patterns of trauma. I start to see these open wounds. Sometimes I see scars. Sometimes I see memories of scars. But whenever I see the narcissism, it's like it's fresh. It's like just claws digging into the skin, bleeding on people. Whenever I see the aggression, I see the fear that accompanies it. It's like, who can I transfer this fear, rage, anger, frustration, and disempowerment into? Who can I disempower to make myself feel powerful? Who can I put beneath me? Because I don't feel, I can tell. I got enough information to figure out I'm not going to be on top. So who can I put beneath me? Who can I get on top of? That's how it works, right? Cause you're in love with somebody else. Maybe I can be of some help. Get over them by getting under me. But you might OD if you get too much of me. Might OD if you get too much of me. Might OD if you get too much of me. Man, I swear, Jessie Reyes, the way she's able to communicate a message. Whoo. Man, the girl's brilliant and talented, extremely talented. Her voice is lovely, her mind is amazing, it's absolutely incredible. And I'm not trying to sound like a certain, you're amazing, I'm not trying to appeal to her vanity. Because I don't think she's going to see this. I don't think her fans are going to see this. I'm not trying to rally up troops to her cause. It's just music that I can enjoy and a message I can relate to. Man. Wow. Alright. Hey. Look. There are probably going to be some changes taking place with the videos. I'm only saying it to give myself a record of accountability. because there are some things I want to do to make this information more clear. There are things I want to do to grow the conversation and to have more people engaged. And there are things that I like. I want this to be more chatting with Abby and not so much chatting about Abby. I want to share others' experiences and points of view. I don't want this just to be me controlling the conversation. I don't want to be domineering and oppressive. I just want to be real. I want to be honest. And I want others to be honest with me. I want to put everything on the table, see what we're working with. And then, with all the information, we can all come up with a plan, something to do. Man. Like, legit, every month I was like, man, what's the plan to pay rent? And it's like such a predictable expense. It would seem logical that I would have a plan in place already, but every month I'm winging it. I'm winging it. Every day, I'm winging my meals. Kinda. Like, when I do my preparation and when I make my menu and do the preparation, I tend to do it for a few days. But it was mostly when, like, I'm like, man, I should probably make, I'm getting into schematics at that point. Alright. ABSIRD. Follow me on Facebook, Absird Charles. Follow me on Instagram, Absird1. I like how I do 2 fingers and say 1. Absird1. Because I'm the absurd one. Hey! This is the absurd one. If y'all would have heard like some of my old raps. Oh, if you check out my videos, self-therapy session, journey to heaven. It's gonna take some time. But I actually do mention one of my, I don't know if I cut it or not, but I talk a little bit about the origin of Absird. That is not my legally registered government name. But yeah, my name is D'Angelo Cartier Charles. My mother invented. Yeah, I'm joking around. That's already like a lot of personal information, but it's not information that was difficult to acquire. Alright, don't forget the Cashapp, ABSIRD. Addy. Oh, on other fronts, I want to start working on some new music. I've been doing a few performances, and the audience, the crowd response is it's a drug. It is a drug. I don't know quite how to describe the feeling you get where people love your talent. Like, they love this hard work that I'm doing. Like these hours of practice and singing, these experiences that I'm going through to transform into images and they like the end result. At least they like the results that's in front of them. Oh, man. Heard someone playing my music in their car. It's like, sometimes it goes to my head, and that's why I take a lot of breaks from the music. I get scared. I see it growing and becoming successful, and with the way that I do my music, I can't direct this path of its success, and it's like, man, do I follow this not knowing where it's going? Because I've seen people follow music, and I've seen what happens, and I don't think I'm some superhero who, yeah, it happened to them, it's not gonna happen to me. I do think it's gonna happen to me. That's scary. Alright. I want to talk to you. Join the conversation. Abby, out.